My name is Joseph Wilson with Jtech Institute students here. Today we're going to talk about how we're going to do the transmission fluid change from start to finish, and things that you need to do to ensure you do the procedure, safely in a safe manner anyway. You're going to need safety glasses, your PPE, personal protective equipment, gloves, so that way you don't burn yourself to the touch, and some wiping materials along with the old pan to grab all the fluid ready for the procedures. So first thing you're gonna need to do is find the drain plug. Okay, what that's gonna allow you to do is gonna allow you to drain all the fluids out of there into the pan. Make sure you have the pan just so that way you're not messing with the whole environmental and get fined for it. Once that's done, the fluids are removed there, you're going to put the plug back in, and the next step is going to be removing the clips. There are clips around these nuts and bolts that are holding the transmission fluid inside the pan. The black one represents the pan, and this represents the bolt, and this represents the clips. Once those are removed, it is now wide open. The bottom pan has already been removed, and the next step that you will likely need to do is remove the filter. Same thing, it's also going to have certain nuts and bolts in certain locations there before you have to remove that. Once you remove that, you're going to put the new filter in there and just reverse the process. With the pan is going to have some sort of magnetic inside the pan. That's what's going to do, is going to collect all those metal if there are any metal has been grinded. And if it's clear, then you're not going to see nothing there. And also examine the oil itself, the fluid, to see if it's brown or whatever, if there's any type of indicating that there's something going on with your transmission. If it's clean, continue on. If it's not, then find out what it is and go from there and find out how to fix that. Now that we are putting everything back, first, of course, before you put the pan back in, just make sure the surface where the pan is connected is going to have some sort of gasket there. Make sure that area is cleared up. You can use some sort of plastic material, somewhat like this sturdy, that will scrape just the side of the surface before you put the pan in, where the pan goes into. Okay, and then put the gasket there, so that way it will eliminate the possibility of leakage. And then that is the next step there. You're gonna do in certain orders. It will be manufacturer specific, so you look at your manual on how the procedures of installing the pan back should be. In this case, what's going to happen next is, first thing I'm going to do, based on my manual, I will start putting my bolts back from here. That's my first step. Second, third, fourth, and then continue on until I fasten all the bolts in there. And I will use the appropriate torque required by the manual that I'm told to do. Once you have installed the filter, the gasket, and the old pan back in its place, along with the old plug in there, the next thing you need to do now is check it. Okay? And what you're going to do first is start the vehicle in a park position. Okay? And then once you start the vehicle, let it warm up to about 60 degrees Celsius, and it's going to be an equivalent of 149 Fahrenheit in a warm condition. Okay, once that's done, you're going to go to the front of the vehicle, and you're going to basically put the dipstick in there and pull it out. Okay, if you're doing it in a cold, this is going to be the reading. If your oil falls in here, that means you're okay, and if it's already in a warm position, your reading should be right here. Okay, if it's right here, this represents hot, and if your oil falls in this category, that means you need to add some more until you reach this level right here. So that is one-step process on how to do your fluid change, but that's not necessarily mean it's 100% transmission fluid change. To make it 100%, you have to pretty much redo it about 3 more times. Okay, so the first thing you did basically is kind of like either 25% or 50% of the fluid has been changed, because of the fact that the remaining of the fluids are located in the torque converter. And that's what holds them the most of the fluids, of the transmission fluids. Okay, so the best thing to do that is You drive the vehicle for a little while, and then once you get done driving it, and when it gets done warming down to the appropriate temperature, you can then open up the drain plug. And then once you open that, drain the fluid out, close it, and put it back, and add in the same amount of fluid that you have drained in there. Do it that maybe once or twice. You're almost gonna have almost 100% of the transmission fluid changed, due to the fact that you have replaced the fluid from the torque converter back to the pan, and so on. Once again, my name is Joseph. We have covered from the start to finish on how to do your transmission fluid change utilizing the vehicle that I have personally. It's a 2009 Nissan Pathfinder. It's four-wheel drive, and I appreciate for your time. Joseph Wilson, Jtech. Things that you're gonna need to do to ensure you do the procedure, safely in a safe manner anyway. You're gonna need safety glasses, your PPE, personal protective equipment, gloves, so that way you don't burn yourself to the touch, and some wiping materials along with the old pan to grab all the fluids and stuff. Wait, am I too dark? They gotta put the line on?
I was just trying to say.
You gotta turn the light on like you can't see my black belt.